Okay, some of you might remember a video that I shot in 2011, in April of 2011, and I uploaded it in January of 2012, on the 3rd of that year, when I opened my new YouTube channel, which was Dr. Typewriter. This was one of the videos featuring my 1969 Commodore 2200. Put it in one, color black, and let it get cracking. Okay. Now, I have written over 450 pages on this machine. The ribbon in it is new. I put a new ribbon in it before I started writing, so it's starting to wear out, but it's not the ribbon that it came with. I wrote a story of 255 pages on this, and then overall just short stories. And the reason why I chose this particular machine is actually the quality isn't exceeding Olympia SM9, meaning that the Olympia SM9 has more special features than this. It has, for instance, no spring-loaded keys, and it does have a touch control, but it's not as advanced. It has just 3 different options for touch control. It is all metal, however, except for the keys and some of the knobs. But the carriage, nice long carriage return lever. It's very nice to have. I like these. That's all. Olympia SM9 also has a very nice long straight carriage return lever, and I also still hope to find one actually for my collection, or an Olympia SM7, depending on what I find first. This machine has a tabulator. I also have a Chevron Speedwriter, or Speedwriter Chevron. It's never clear on what comes first, what comes second. That is a cheaper version of the Commodore. I also made a video of that, I think it was in October, which was one of the last videos I made before this one, that didn't have a tabulator key. Now, this machine has a color selector, which now it's in red, but I have a black only ribbon in it, and now it's in black. I usually just switch on and off when I have a black ribbon, so I use all of it, all of the sides. Now, in August of 2013, I was browsing on Craigslist, and there was an advertisement of another Commodore 2200 typewriter that was in the city 150 kilometers away. And they asked $49 for it, or $25 with a trade. Well, in fact, I decided just to pass on it because it was so far away. We couldn't afford to drive back then, just because of the gas prices these days. So I left it for what it was, and eventually in October they removed the advertisement. However, I was writing in December, I think it was the 5th or the 6th, when I decided to notice that, you know, this is such a wonderful machine. It still has lots of life left, but just in case something happens ever to it, I will want a backup of the same machine. Just in case, you know, for instance, the drum breaks in here, or something needs to be fixed, or I need to find an improvement or something, and I can't use this machine until it's fixed. So I decided I want a backup machine, the same kind. But the advertisement for the one in August was already removed. However, I still had the contact info for the seller, and I asked him, I said, you know, after 5 months, let me think, 1, 2, 3, well, 5 months, yeah. After 5 months, I didn't expect him to have it anymore. It wasn't an antique store as well. So I said to him, do you still have that typewriter for sale? And surprisingly, he said yes, for the same price. He had it sitting in his store, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna drive all the way to your store to come and have a look at it. And normally I wouldn't have done it, because these are just ordinary 1960s machines, except for the way that they feel and the way they act. These machines are brilliant, and you wouldn't say it just by the look of it. well, they look good because especially of this one with the color, but just the way they feel, it's really weird, but they feel very comfortable. They're very easy to press the keys. Nice long carriage return lever, so like not with the Hermes Baby or the Rocket, you have to fetch all the way back here and return the carriage. You can just sit here, move your hand slightly over, and continue writing, which is very, very comfortable. So after school one day, me and my mother, we went for a drive and we drove to that city. The highway between my town and that city is quite dangerous and the weather wasn't too good, but we decided to go anyways. So let me just turn on my new light, my new desk light. Also an old one. And what I bought for a pair of leather motorcycle jeans and a broken Nitro RC car was my second Commodore 2200. This one is a year newer, it's 1969. The color isn't as good, of course, obviously, but the paint job is in better condition than this one. As you can see, there's lots of wear on the front. It's just because from my hand going all over it all the time. And this one barely has any scratches or anything like that. So I went there and I said to this man, I have a good pair of leather jeans. You said, okay, let me see, we can trade. Oh yeah, I wasn't going to trade a pair of leather jeans for $49, I can assure you that. So he gave me $50 as well. Bought an alarm clock off that. I'll show you that in a different video. So I brought it home, and I went to have a look, and I found out the carriage was very noisy, like really making a bad sound. So what I did was I removed the 4 screws on the bottom. Went to have a look inside and found the escapement. Now the escapement in these particular models are mostly spring-loaded. They have many springs that activate the system. One of the springs, the main springs, was actually stretched so far that it didn't fully disengage the escapement when you would return the carriage. So I removed it, which, well, just make the carriage slide like this. Put a new spring in it, which was actually from a ballpoint pen. And then I went to see how it worked. It took quite some time. I actually had to open the bottom about 15 times in order to get it right. But I did. I actually got it right. I'm gonna have a sip of my tea if you don't mind. Just give me a second. Don't fall over. Thank you. So here's a type sample. The feel on this it's so surprising. It's exactly the same, just the way I wanted it. So it really is this particular model that has a great feel for it. Commodore was known for its computers, the Commodore 64 desktop model home computer. One of the very first computers that were available for home services. However, Commodore started off as a manual typewriter manufacturer, as you can see here. Commodore is originally from Czechoslovakia, designed from Czechoslovakia. Many people know it as either a speedwriter or a console. Console is Czechoslovakian, speedwriter is American, and Commodore is actually Canadian. It's a bit like the Empire typewriter from the 1800s. It's I currently have one actually. I bought one for $40. It was a barn find, 1892. But it's currently at another house of my family, so I'll get that later. And I also bought an 1897 Remington number 8, which is apparently very rare, considering the number 6 and 7 are already not as common anymore. And I contacted some other collectors and they said it was quite a rare model. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here and I don't want to spend too much time on this video. Let me get back to this. The keys on this machine are very good. They're squared, but they have been shaped into the form of your finger, so they really fit your fingertips, which is very nice. It's equipped with a 1, 1.5, and 2 line spacing, and it also has a freewheeler. So if you activate that, it doesn't engage the carriage return lever and the platen just moves like this. This can also be done with the button on the side. The difference is when you disengage this, it moves freely, but if you want to return to the exact height of a line that you typed during the ratchet noise, you activate it again, it will move automatically back. So if I say so, I move it slightly, just like a tiny bit, like this, and then engage it again, look what happens. Oh, it's kind of hard to see, I'm sorry. This should click back in place. Now if I press this button and I turn it, it doesn't move, only the platen moves, and this is not engaged by a wheel like this, so therefore it doesn't return to the original height of a line, which is an option. This machine is equipped with a all-release tabulator key, which is here, and the tab sets are here and here. Inside of this machine, as well, this ribbon is still original and still prints, actually, so I'm happy with that. It's starting to wear out somewhat, but that's not because the ink, it's just what is it these days? The vinyl? I don't even know what that is. Back in the day it was cloth, but I don't think they do that anymore. It's starting to wear. So the spacing in this machine works again, and it's actually more quiet than my other one, as you can hear. Sometimes half a page into writing, it does tend to skip just one space. And that's still because the spring isn't still as it's supposed to be. However, I'm gonna keep it like it is for now because it's not really a bother. Sometimes I catch it on time and just backspace once and I continue writing. Sometimes I don't. Big deal. This is the carriage lock, a bit hidden. Yeah, this machine didn't come with a case or anything like that, but just because these machines are so wonderful and I was able to get a good deal on it, I decided to put the effort into it. The decal to see is slightly worn. Yeah, I would like to advise anybody that has a Commodore sitting around somewhere to just try it out, because well, it's a wonderful experience. If you find one and you think nothing of it because it's a 1960 machine, please reconsider, because these are wonderful machines. I'm sorry, I'm just tired, I guess. To use for daily use, and well, I couldn't have done my writing without this one. I'm gonna continue using this one, but also this one now. I'm sorry for the messy video. My talking is a bit messy as well. This is the first video I've done in about 4 months. It's January 25th, 1 minute past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's been a while since I actually talked on a video. So if you have any questions or if you're confused about something I said, do please leave a message and I'll see if I can get back to you. Sometimes Google Plus doesn't allow you to reply for whatever reason, so please don't be offended if I don't respond immediately or not at all. It's not me. I love responding to messages from people. It's just that the new Google Plus system seems to be messing my system up a little bit. So anyway, I appreciate the time you took to watch this, and thank you very much. Bye bye.